March 28, 2002. At a meeting in Beirut, the Arab League affirms a Saudi Arabian initiative for peace with Israel. The initiative makes certain demands of Israel and the Arab world in order to reach permanent peace. Under the terms of the deal, Israel would declare that a just peace is its strategic option, withdraw from all territories captured in 1967, including the Golan Heights, the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip, reach a solution to the Palestinian refugee problem, and recognize an independent Palestinian state in the West Bank and Gaza with East Jerusalem as its capital. The Arab states are also required to adhere to certain demands of the deal, including considering the Arab-Israeli conflict ended, enter into a peace agreement with Israel, and establish normalized ties with the Jewish state. In March 2007, 15 years after it was first presented, the Arab League reaffirms its commitment to the plan. It is backed by all heads of state except Libya, who doesn't send a delegation. Mahmoud Abbas endorses the plan. Ismail Haniyeh, then Palestinian Prime Minister, abstains. The European Union, the United States, and the United Nations fully back the plan as the only means forward. In 2017, the Arab League issues a statement along with its recommitment to the plan, urging countries not to move their embassies to Jerusalem.
And for this discussion, I'm joined in studio by a member of the Fatah movement, the ruling party in the West Bank, Ahmed Ghoneim, and senior Middle East correspondent Mohammed Al-Kassim still with us. And joining us from Canada, international security analyst Martin Himmel. Martin, we'll start in studio here, though, with Mohammed. Mohammed, has the Arab and Islamic position changed since the re-endorsement of the Arab Peace Initiative?
Of course, it has changed, and it changed dramatically in the eyes of many. And there are a number of issues, Tracy, that we can reference why the change took place. One of them is the political issues. Here we're talking about the Palestinian issue and how certain countries within the Arab world or even the Muslim world view the Palestinian cause. Many now they put their own interests first ahead of the Palestinian cause. We're seeing that for Saudi Arabia. We're seeing that with Chad and other countries. Also shifting alliances with the advent of the Arab Spring of 2011. We're seeing that the geopolitical situation in the Middle East has changed. Iran has grown with its influence in the region. We're seeing different groups aligning itself with different countries. So that played a factor. And finally, economic, energy, and tech. Israel has become a big seller of weapons, big in terms of tech and also energy. And it's been really good news for Israel that it could take it to the Gulf countries and cooperate with them. Also add to that security with the so-called Islamic State organization threat and other threats as Israel, and for the first time, some Gulf countries, such as the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, see Hezbollah and, to an extent, Hamas as terrorist groups. That aligns very well with Israel.
But, of course, there might be this leadership, this need for cooperation between leadership, but the public feeling the same?
No. And we can reference two peace treaties that Israel signed with two Arab countries. The first one, 1978, the Camp David Accords with Egypt, as well as the 1994 peace treaty with Jordan, the Wadi Arab treaty. And even though there is a peace treaties with these two Arab countries, we call it cold peace. This is a peace signed between two governments, between officials, but on the public level, on the street level, it's a cold peace. It's not warm. We don't see people traveling back and forth or even embracing each other. And most likely, this is going to be the case with other Arab and Muslim countries, at least for the foreseeable future.
Ahmed, why do these, I suppose, warming of relations between Arab nations and Muslim-majority nations and Israel, why does it worry the Palestinian Authority? Do they feel that it's losing power and relevance?
No, we are not feeling that we are losing power. We are feeling that we are losing the fair here. The Arab countries some of the Arab countries try to replace the basis of the conflict in the region. They are trying to replace the enemy of the region, to put Iran as an enemy of the region. We are not sharing this point of view because we are believing that it's clear that Iran is not occupying any of the Arab countries. Even this kinds of coalitions with weak bases, it's not a coalition depends of interest or ideological basis or even ethnic or national basis. It's fear basis. It's the parts who are sharing each other by the fears are having a new coalition. When the causes of the fears disappear, this coalition will disappear. It's a weak coalition, and I don't believe it will continue.
So do you believe that the fear that you're saying is attached to the threat or perceived threat of Iran is superseding the loyalty and alliance with the Palestinian cause?
Yes, part of the Arab countries feel that Iran stand in front of their maybe interest, hopes, and interest, and they start feeling threat from Iran because it's a military, it's a big military power, it's a main military power in the region. While I believe that they instead of spending money and efforts for conciliation with Iran, they are destroying each other and their countries and causing the pain. The military strategy and political and military strategy of the Gulf Arab countries had completely failed. They spend a lot of money in the war, while this money is supposed to be used for welfare and for different issues. They caused the pain in Yemen and the poverty there and destroying the ability of the Arabs and spending money with this hopeless and disaster war.
All right, Martin, to you. If these relations with Arab countries and Muslim majority nations were already happening in some capacity with Israel under the surface, let's talk about the changing landscape now. Why are these countries now seemingly comfortable in bringing these relationships to the surface? What's changed?
Well, what's changed is primarily the geopolitical situation with Iran. Iran is such a threat now in their eyes after what's happened in Syria, because Iran with Russia tilted the balance of power there towards a Shia-dominated country, that the old rules don't apply anymore, that they're willing to expose themselves in some ways as cooperating with Israel and the United States, of course, in order to counteract that perceived threat in their eyes. I mean, let's take the case of Bahrain. There's now talk that Bahrain might be having diplomatic relations with Israel. Bahrain is very close to Iran. Bahrain has a big Shia population there. It's looking for all the support it can get. It provides naval services to the American Navy and military in the Gulf. And now it's flirting with the idea of relations with Israel. Oman is situated very close to the Straits with Iran through the Persian Gulf. It's very close there. It also is sending a message to Iran and other rival states that it's looking for support from other countries, meaning Israel and the United States. Chad has got its own problems. It's got its problems with the Islamic State right now. It's got problems of poverty and severe development issues economically. So again, the cost-benefit analysis that they're doing in working with Israel outweighs the exposure of being shown that they're working with the Jewish state.
So then I suppose if it comes to regional stability, would you then say that the Palestinian cause is losing relevance? And then what does that mean for the status quo here in Israel and for the Palestinians?
Well, it is showing that these leaders, who are also a different generation, they've come later into the game. They don't have all those years of experience with the Palestinian cause. They didn't see the Palestinians either leaving or being expelled from the region when Israel was created. They've come in at a different time, and they're saying it's a new era, a new time, and therefore they're willing to change the game and work the way they are working. As for the situation on the ground, I think it's a little bit short-sightedness to say, well, if the Israelis say, we've got the Arab states on our side, we can now play hardball, we don't have to make any deals, we can wait it out. That's a bit short-sightedness, precisely for some of the reasons that your guest there also mentioned, that, these alliances can change quickly. and they could either expand or deteriorate quickly, especially depending on what happens in Iran. If Iran has a revolution and this current government is deposed and their policies change to something internal, well, the reason for all these alliances could deteriorate. So that's one issue. And the other issue is that Israel could use its relative strength now from its point of view and actually use that strength in a negotiation with the Palestinians, because I would assume the Palestinians, who still need those Gulf states, are going to get pressure from the Gulf states saying, look, cut a deal. This is the best you can hope for now, because things have changed on the ground. So Israel could actually have an impetus to actually reach an agreement sooner rather than later. But right now it seems that they're actually procrastinating. Israel's procrastinating more because it feels, oh, we got all these Arab states on our side. Why push it now?
All right, what's your take on that, Ahmed? Do you believe that Israel and the Palestinian Authority can find some common ground against the threat of Iran? What's the Palestinian Authority's approach when it comes to Iran's growing influence in the region?
No, we are not sharing this understanding or point of view. Iran is not occupying Palestine or any other country. Iran is not attacking Syria day and night, and it's not a serious threat for them. What we have our own differences with Iran. We still committed to the two-state solution, while Iran is still committed to its ideology and itself. But I have to mention something important. Depends on the report that you have prepared. 57 Arab and Islamic countries will recognize Israel day after solving the Palestinian issue and recognizing Palestine as an independent state. If Israel will recognize Palestine as an independent state and withdraw from the occupation territory, then day after 57 Arab and Islamic countries, including Iran, will recognize Israel. This had been agreed in the Arab conference. Iran was member in this Arab and Islamic conference. It's a common understanding within all the Arab and the Islamic countries. The no normalization is supposed to be before solving the Palestinian issue. You don't able to put the horse in behind of the...
But what we're seeing right now is that the Palestinian issue is being put to the side in favor of what they're seeing is a regional threat.
Sure. This is the tactic of the Prime Minister of Israel. The Prime Minister of Israel is trying to escape from the peace process.
Is the Prime Minister of Israel that powerful to influence all of these Arab states to unite against Iran just to keep the status quo between Israel and the Palestinians?
He's using the fear of the Arab countries, especially the Gulf Arab countries. The security change in the Arab countries are causing all of this dramatic change in the Arab country.
Ahmed Ghoneim, thank you so much.